Sorry about that. All right, welcome back. Sorry about that. I dropped something. On this stream, I want to deal with. You see, I'm a history student. I'm a history nerd, and I feel like I'm kind of lucky in a way to live in this era where I get to witness and document exactly what was going on when people were going extinct or before they've gone extinct. We're living in an era where the whole world is changing racially. The world is changing racially. All across the world, you have different countries that not long ago were black countries, black lands, and today they are not. This is especially a case down in South America, in different countries in South America. It's one of the things that we don't take that seriously, that I believe we should. And that is happening right here in the United States. And, I feel kind of lucky to be able to document the truth about what happened. And in our case, the truth about what's happening is the women are simply making themselves extremely undesirable. And as history students, when we reflect on groups that are no longer here, we never talk about stuff like that. You never hear the history professor point out things like this. But this is what's going on here in the United States. And this has happened in several other countries. Like I said, especially down in South America. We see a lot of different countries that are basically populated by a mulatto population. And that's what we have going on here in the United States. Um, and what's going on is the men are being pushed away by the women, primarily through disrespect. Primarily through disrespect. Black men have never been as repelled by black women at no other point in history have they been as repelled by black women as they are today. Statistics prove this. I'm not going based off no YouTube videos. This is what the stats say. Black men and black women here in America have never been this unmarried in history. They've never been this unmarried voluntarily. And the cause of the problem is the complete and utter disrespect for the men on part of the women, because those women worship, they suffer from a Stockholm syndrome, and they worship their former slave masters. Those same former slave masters that they worship bred with them, had sexual intercourse with them. And that contributes to their obsession with this demographic of men. If you do a simple search here on YouTube, search my experience dating white men. My experience dating white men. That is a very neutral subject. And you would expect to see several different races of women talking about their experiences with white men. That's the good thing about social media. You can get information on the general public, the general population, quite naturally, especially seeing that Black Americans are only a small percentage of the globe. And when you talk about Africa, there's only a small percentage of them who are on the internet. So, of course, you would expect to see several races of women talking about their experiences dating white men. But that's not what you see. If you do that search, what you're going to see is really exclusively all Black women. And most of them are Black American, not all of them. But this is what you see. Why? Why do they outdo all other races of the world when it comes to sharing their experiences dating white men? I'll tell you why. Because these videos are not videos where they're sharing their experiences dating white men. They're not. All of these videos are Black male bashing videos. All of them. No exception. And they're disguised as videos where they're simply sharing their experience dating white men and making comparisons. Why make a comparison? And whenever they make the comparison, it always ends in disrespect for Black men. As recently as a month ago, I'm sure y'all are familiar with this hood rat swirler. And most of these Black American hood rats, most of these Black American swirlers, most of them are hood rats. Ghetto, ratchet, overweight, obese hood rats. Ignorant as all get up. And here's another example of that. Now, this video was uploaded just a month ago. Black women stay pumping out content like this. It never stops. Just 1 month ago. You see the title, Dating White Men versus Black Men. Black women share their experiences. Listen to this.
Anywho, so I just been uploading videos about the new Mr. White chocolate and how he treated me to dinner last night. And before then, I was talking to an African American man, like all in the same time frame. I exchanged numbers with this African American man. So we talked online for like a week, and then we exchanged numbers like 3 days ago, which means this man has had access to me for a week and a half. Yesterday, he asked me, what I was doing. The Black man asked me what I was doing. And nothing. I was really just chilling because, like I said, my nephew went to his first high school party. So I was really just chilling and waiting until my nephew told me he was ready so I can go pick him up. So I wasn't doing anything. And I just said, like, I'm hungry. I told the Black.
To get started in
Told him you were hungry. Why? Because you were begging. You had only known him for a week and 3 days. And already she low-key begging for money, begging for help. And Black men are looking at you like, good luck. What I look like after a week. But let's continue. Let's continue.
I was hungry, and I'm hungry. I told the Black man that I was hungry, and He said, "Why haven't you eaten?" And I just said, "I don't know." And then I said, "Have you eaten?" And then he was like, "No, shit, I'm hungry too." And I'm like, crickets, crickets, mind you, this is a man who has access to me for a week and a half, no date, no nothing, right? So the new Mr. White Chocolate messaged me, and all within 15 minutes of having my number, he sent me money to treat myself to a date. I gave the black man a week and a half and still nothing. He was hungry. He didn't care. I was hungry and he didn't care. This other man asked me what I wanted to do, how much it cost. The white man asked me what I wanted to do, how much it cost, and he sent me the bread, y'all. So yeah, y'all hate my comparison videos, but you know, all tea, no shade. It be true. And y'all know that. Y'all know that. Of course, I can always say, you know, this is just, you know, my experience. It's the truth. It's just my experience. If y'all experience something different, okay. But I'm going to talk about what I experienced. For a man to have access to you for a week and a half, and that black man is in my same city. He in Kansas City. Versus the white man who treated me to a date night, he's in another state, and he still made it happen. From a whole nother state? Honey. Yeah. I'm going to continue with these comparison videos because somebody got to hear it. Somebody has got to hear of the things that we deal with and why we decide to dip outside of our race. Black men don't make you want to stick with them. And I love black men. I love black men.
Hood rat. Nobody about to send you no money within 15 minutes of knowing you. You found a brand willing to send you money within 15 minutes getting your phone number. Good for you. Chalk that up as you running into a very dumb, ignorant man. If you expect black men to move like that, go ahead over there across the street with the Brads and stay there. We ain't got to get nothing together. We already got ourselves together. The only thing we need to do now is get rid of you and make sure you never come back. I want black women, go away. Chase Brads. Leave us alone. Because y'all are out of your mind, shit crazy, and we're fed up. We're to the point now where we're just done with y'all's insanity. What are you even talking about? You knew the black man for a week and 3 days, but the black man only had your number for 3 days. Of course, he didn't send you no money. Think we are. You know how to even have to explain to her why that's disrespectful is pathetic. Are you really that low class and really like ratchet? Did you expect us? I told you, they just look at us as an ATM. They just want to use us. How in the world you going to define a man's worth based on how fast he sends you money? You're a bum. Why do y'all always need somebody to feed you? Y'all bum asses. Get out of here. You know how crazy you sound? Send us money within 15 minutes of knowing us, or else you ain't no real man and you need to get it together. This is one of the reasons why I say I believe the information that was put out that Black American women lead the nation in mental illness issues. Because there's something wrong with you. And you got a whole bunch of Black women in the comment section, as I'm sure many of you could have guessed, in the comment section doing what? Agreeing with everything that this lunatic is saying. Not one of them listened to this garbage and scratched their head. Everybody, all of these black women is like, yeah, girl, you sure right, child. I mean, what, and for them to still be confused as to why we are not dealing with them, that's crazy. Look at this. Black men are lazy and don't value black women. How are we lazy? More of us work, more of us got jobs, and we work longer hours than y'all. What are you talking about? This is just a group of women who get off on throwing us under the bus, being disrespectful. They treat disrespecting black men as a religion. I'm dead serious. I'm not trying to be funny. Treat the disrespect of black men, the degrading, dragging us, our image in the mud. They look at that as a spiritual thing. And they're just far too committed. No matter how ridiculous one of them sound or behaves, they're going to be supported by other black women. Look at this. It's not black women's fault that there's a difference in dating both types. It's the fault of the men who fall short. Look at this. This is not new. And look at the woman saying it. Is this even a woman? What is that? What is that? What is that? We got creatures like this who feel emboldened to degrade and disrespect black men. Are you kidding? What are you, lady? What are you? This is a old, obese Keisha with a blonde wig trying to tell us black men that we are need to step it up. There's no helping these. There's no helping these women. There's no reforming these women. Neferkari Desalegn, you sound like an idiot. My queen, my African queen, oh, she's gonna have my babies. And you ain't found no black queen yet. Where is Umar Johnson's black queen? Where is she? Where is Umar Johnson's black queen? Hmm? And did y'all notice? Not even Tariq Nasheed. Oh, I'm going there. Not even Tariq Nasheed married a black woman. Instead, he went for, now remember, during his Mac lesson days, he talked about this. He said, if you're going to date a biracial woman, date a biracial woman who has a white mother. This was before pro-black Tariq. This was back during his Mac lesson days. Many of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Back then, he made the distinction between biracial women and black women. Well, yeah, let's deal with the truth. He wasn't talking about biracial women as if they are black, as if they are no different from black women. Please. No, he was not. He was up here talking about if you're going to date a biracial woman, date a biracial woman who has a black father and a white mother. And do you know he eventually ended up doing exactly that? Not even Tariq had it in him to marry a black queen. Where are the black men who are marrying these women? I tell you where they are. In an insane asylum, working a dead end job, and they're very mentally unstable. Some of the craziest, most broken, childish, and mentally unstable black men, those are the black men married to black women. I'm not playing. I done ran into and talked to several black men who are married to black women. And all they tell me about is how they are under the control of their black wives, insulted, degraded, dominated, etc. None of them are respected. None of them. How deep is that? Where our biggest promoters of black love don't even have the black woman themselves. There's no excuse for that. Umar, where's your black queen? Neferkari Dessalines, where's your black queen? Y'all claim they exist. Where are they? Are they this difficult to find? Tariq Nasheed, where's his black queen? He made sure to get a biracial woman who had a white mother, because when the mother is white, then that biracial daughter is going to be much more like that white woman than she is like a black woman. Because a black woman is not even in the picture. You see, but if the mother was black and the father was white, then most likely the daughter is going to be much more like a black woman. That's why he made sure to get a biracial woman who had a white mother. Even the most pro-black male activists in this era are with black women. None of them. Do you know how undesirable you got to make yourself for this to be a reality? I want y'all to listen to this crazy woman one last time.
He sent me money to treat myself to a date, right? So the new Mr. White Chocolate, and he said, "Why haven't you eaten?" And I just said, "I don't know." And nothing. I was really just chilling because, like I said, I exchanged numbers with this African American man. So we talked online for like a week.
Talked online for a week. No exchange of phone numbers. Just talked online for a week.
And then we exchanged numbers like 3 days ago, which means this man has had access to me for a week and a half. Yesterday, he asked me, what I was doing. The black man asked me what I was doing. And nothing. I was really just chilling because, like I said, my nephew went to his first high school party. So I was really just chilling and waiting until my nephew told me he was ready so I can go pick him up. So I wasn't doing anything.
Shut up. He had access to you for a week and 3 days. Do y'all know what she's trying to say? She is saying that he has had a week and 3 days to send me money. He has had a weekend. If you were a real woman, you would have sent that money back to that Brad who sent you money within 15 minutes of knowing you. You would have sent it right back to him, and then you would have refused to talk to him anymore. You'd have been offended. Like, what do you take me for, a prostitute? I don't even know you, and you sending me money? You're not trying to get to know me. You're trying to pay for me. That's what you would have done if you were a real woman. Yet she's trying to pose like a real woman and project the idea that real men do that. Out of your mind? Yes, you are. Plum cuckoo. This is crazy. And let me tell y'all something else. Me, personally, despite what y'all think about me, I'm one of the most pro-black men to ever live. And for somebody like me to be driven away from black women, there's a problem. And there's a problem. This is insanity. And again, nobody called her out. Like, what do you take us for? I'm sending you no money just to be sending you money? Get out of here.
And I just said, like, I'm hungry. I told the black man that I was hungry, and he said, "Why haven't you eaten?" And I just said, "I don't know." And then I said, "Have you eaten?" And then he was like, "No, shit, I'm hungry too." And I'm like, crickets, crickets, mind you, this is a man who has access to me for a week and a half, no date, no nothing, right? So the new Mr. White Chocolate messaged me.
She calling him white chocolate. He's a white dude. I'm guessing he probably tries to talk like a black dude, and that's why she's calling him white chocolate. This is very disgusting. This is nasty, actually. Very uncomfortable to listen to and witness, but let's continue.
And all within 15 minutes of having my number, he sent me money to treat myself to a date. I gave the black
Sent her money to treat herself to a date? What is that supposed to mean? He sent you money for you to go grocery shopping because you a bum. Money to go on a date by yourself? What are you talking about? And notice she is defining manhood based on this. Real men send women money within 15 minutes of knowing them. That's what you're trying to tell us? These women are hilarious the way they try to define manhood. Because, of course, how they define manhood always benefits them. But this is sloppy work. Ain't nobody sending you no, that white dude is a fool. If I met him, he should be slapped for doing that. Sending you nothing within 15, not sending you no money within a week and 3 days of knowing you. With your bum behind. That is so disrespectful for you to expect us to move like this. Just no respect. No respect. I'm degrading myself like that. But let's continue.
of having my number, he sent me money to treat myself to a date. I gave the black man a week and a half and still nothing. He was hungry. He didn't care. I was hungry and he didn't care. This other man,
He was hungry. He hadn't eaten for a week and 3 days? Talking about. He was hungry. I was hungry. Why don't you go in the kitchen and get something to eat? What kind of bum? What in the world kind of bum? Go to the store, get something to eat. I can't. I ain't got no money. You bum. You ain't got no money, but you got a face full of makeup. You got a head full of weave. That's probably why you ain't got no money. You sound like you don't have a job either. And if that's true, then that's your problem. You're a jobless bum. So you move in this world expecting men to just pay you money. That's all you looking at us as, a wallet. And basing our manhood on how fast we send you money. I wish the worst of luck for you, gold digging hyena. I'm so sick of these women. I'm so sick of y'all's lack of respect. Black men are disrespected every single day at our job when we simply go up. All we deal with is disrespect from our employers, our managers. All we deal with is disrespect from everybody in society. We look forward to at least having peace in our home. It means our women have to be beacons of peace, cooperation, politeness. But this woman, let's continue.
Man asked me what I wanted to do, how much it cost. The white man asked me what I wanted to do, how much it cost, and he sent me the bread, y'all.
I wanted to do, what in the world can you do by yourself? This white dude is in another state. Ask me what I wanted to do, how much it costs. It's not like you just lying. You just out here begging for money. I'm hungry. Send me some money. I'm hungry.
So yeah, y'all hate my comparison videos, but you know, all tea, no shade. It be true. And y'all know that. Y'all know that. Of course, I can always say, you know, this is just, you know, my experience. It's the truth. It's just my experience. If y'all
She does not simply create comparison videos. Those videos are black male bashing videos. And what they try to do is use brand to bash us. They're always, black men don't have a problem with y'all making fair comparisons. It's that black men know that that's not what you're actually doing. What you're actually doing is ignoring all of the white boys' flaws and imperfections and, blowing up the black man's, and I can't even call them flaws or imperfections, because I wouldn't have sent you no money either. I ain't sending no woman no money within 15 minutes or even a week and 3 days. So all you do is make up things to complain about when it comes to black men and overlook all of the white boys' flaws and imperfections. That is what black men are tired of. That's what they're objecting to. And what do you know? Once again, as always, they refuse to acknowledge our point. They refuse to acknowledge the truth because they would prefer to instead make up their own story and scenario.
experience something different, okay. But I'm going to talk about what I experienced. For a man to have access to you for a week and a half, and that black man is in my same city. He in Kansas City. Versus the white man who, for a man to have access to you for a week and a half, and that black man is in my same city. He in Kansas City. Versus the white man who treated me to a date night. He's in another state and he still made it happen from a whole nother state. Honey. Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah, that brand was stupid. And another thing, see all these ads? These ads ridiculous, aren't they? We as content creators, we control that. We can make our videos where there are no ads, or we can make videos where there are minimal ads. They have the settings where there's a maximum amount of ads. Why? Because you're bums. You're a bunch of lazy bums.
Continue with these comparison videos because somebody got to hear it. Somebody has got to hear of the things that the things that we deal with and why we decide to dip outside of our race. Black men.
How sinister is that? You ain't deal with nothing. You ain't go through nothing. Everything you did was be a leech, expecting men to send you money. He's talking about this as if it's some type of horrible or traumatic experience that a black man, did not send you money within a week and 3 days of knowing you. Are you out of your mind? That's supposed to be traumatic or something? I'm sick of these brainless goofballs. You can only put up with craziness so much. I don't care if you are mentally damaged. Oh, hair. To a certain point, you get sick of dealing with even mentally damaged, slow people. What a lunatic. You goofball. You try to argue that we are not real men because we don't shovel out money to y'all. Then 15 minutes of knowing you, get out of here. That ain't even no argument. That ain't even no debate.
Men don't make you want to stick with them. And I love black men. I love black men. I sure do.
Right there is the most manipulative thing that they do. That's at the top of the list. Numero uno. The most deceptive thing that they do is tell black men that they love them. Because it's the biggest lie, and they don't. They don't. That's why they say it so much. I love you. I love you. You don't love us. And a lot of black men are deceived by that because in our mind, we're like, okay, you're not going to tell someone that you love them if you really don't. Yes, you will if you are a deceitful, self hating, manipulative, evil, hateful person, which is what they are. And they hate black men more than, I don't know what they hate more, themselves or us. But make no mistake, this is pure hatred. Yeah, beat it with the I love you.
But y'all have got to get it together for real. Y'all will literally beg for a female's time just to waste it. What? No.
I'm seeing so many black women dating out of their race now. They're dating white men. And as I'm seeing this, there's the rise of black men in their comments calling them bed wenches, which is so disgusting. They're calling them house slaves and all of these kind of things. And I just wonder, when they're calling them these things and they are quoting everything that happened in slavery and they know a lot of facts, so they're so in tune with the history, I just wonder why they're not as in tune with today, present reality, and why they don't have the awareness to understand.
Want delicious, easy meals that are
Ad after ad after ad. You broke boots. Skip one ad, here come another ad. This is pathetic and lazy. The content creator, all she did was put together a bunch of videos. No narration of her own at all. That is lazy. Let's continue.
Black women that you're speaking to grew up around black men that weren't safe and weren't healthy. Now, does this take away the fact that 400 years ago, her partner's ancestors may have, enslaved her ancestors? No. But what about if she grew up in a household where her black father beat her black mom? Or she had an uncle who was black who
Just shut up. These hypotheticals. And her with her huge Jay-Z lips, once again, traveling outside the rim of her lips. That Becky wannabe desperation, mental illness nonsense. Get out of here. Your Becky wig and your Becky blush. I'm gonna skip past this. Boy, y'all are experts at driving men away, turning men off, rallying against your men. It's a wrap, people. They don't know how to be our co-partners. They don't know how to be a support base for Black. They don't. And if they do, they refuse to do it. They don't respect us enough to support us. What about this? Don't y'all understand? You have to respect someone even to love them. How can they claim to love Black men and at the same time be as disrespectful towards Black men as they are? Make sense out of that. That's not love at all. Stop letting them fool you.
You ask, what's the difference between dating some black men and the white men? Well,
Some Black men. The difference between dating some Black men and the white man, huh? You know why she did that? Because it don't matter what type of character the white man has. In their mind, as long as he's white, he's right.
the white man is going to call you and invite you out. The black man is going to text you, good morning, beautiful. Hello, gorgeous. What you doing? The white man is going to take you to a very nice dinner and pay for it. The black man is going to ask you, what you cooking? Can I come over? The white man is going to take you to get your tire fixed and pay for it. The black man is going to tell you, you need to get your tire fixed.
You need to get your tire fixed. Ain't giving you nothing. Ain't paying for nothing. Y'all claim to make more money than us. You claim to be so successful. Y'all claim to be the most educated. Go get your own damn tire. Go get your own food. Y'all are plumb out of your minds. And this is all coming from hate. This is, if this woman said, I love Black men, would you really believe her? How many of you Black men would actually feel like she's being genuine? No. Just like all other groups, Black women are also enemies of Black men. We have no allies. Yo, it's time to get off this kick. Black men, we have no allies. Even our women are against us.
Pay for it. The black man is going to tell you, you need to get your tire fixed. The white man is going to buy you a very special gift for your birthday. The black man is going to disappear and call you after your birthday.
Your job.
Maximum bums. Now, notice how she's stereotyping. She's throwing out a whole bunch of stereotypes, a whole bunch of hypotheticals, whole bunch of lies, imaginary scenarios. And she thinks that's acceptable. that's fair. Again, who wants to come home to this? When as a black man, you're dealing with racists all day, every day. People constantly trying to get you fired, trying to get you demoted. And then you come home to a black woman who's doing the exact same thing. And those black women who are being just as vile and disrespectful as your enemies, as these racist enemies that they love so much. I'm not trying to come home to that. No, thank you. Not only do they give you the same lip that your enemies give you, they're sitting up in your home with Ling Ling's hair, being a Becky wannabe. Get your clown, you and your clown costume out of here. Cause you ain't got no money and this ain't your home. I mean, the disrespect is unbelievable. Now, we get disrespect by black women who are open swirlers, who are openly anti-black male. But like we saw with Shahrazad Ali, like we saw with Black Indigo, and the rest of these so-called pro-black male black women, they are disrespectful towards us as well. And they're putting on the front. They be out here claiming to be pro-black man. Get out of here. Beat it. You're lying. Be more, I'd be more satisfied if they were honest. But they always hurt and pretend to be on black men's side because they know that that's how it should be. Women should support their counterpart. So they try to project themselves as normal women. That's how they try to project themselves as sane and normal by saying, I love black men, but I love black men. No, you don't. You don't love or support black men. The circus is over. Y'all need to beat it with that. Enough of the lies. Actions speak louder than words.
Man is going to be very impressed by your education and your personal accomplishments. The black man is going to be intimidated by your education and your personal accomplishments. The white man is going to raise his kid.
Ain't nobody intimidated by y'all's little macaroni and cheese degree, y'all little telecommunication diploma. Well, y'all sitting up here broke. You got your little degree and you're still broke, begging for meals, begging for a breakfast, a free breakfast from somebody. Y'all dipping and stealing from Walmart. Get out of here. Y'all stealing pork chop sandwiches at Kroger's.
Take care of his kid, spend quality time with his kid. The black man is going to, the white man is going to raise his kid, take care of his kid, spend quality time with his kid. The black man is going to get you pregnant and abandon you and the kid. The white man wants a relationship that leads to marriage and family. The black man wants a situationship that leads to nothing.
That's crazy. Thousands of interviews that Pete Kevin Samuels did prove that they're the ones who don't want marriage. And they still push this nonsense. She also tried to say that we are uninvolved from our kids' life. And we all know that's a lie. That black men who are in their kids' life are more involved in their kids' life than all other race, but they refuse to give us any positive credit for anything. This is what this boils down to. And this is how our enemies move. Don't y'all see that? Our enemies do the exact same thing. They refuse to give us credit, credit that we've earned. They refuse to say anything positive about us, about black men. I'm talking about our enemies right now, because I know y'all can't tell the difference. Because black women do the exact same thing. They're hateful, evil, insecure, and hateful. I'm sick of it. We haven't done nothing to y'all. The only thing we've tried to do is take care of y'all, take care of you and your kids that y'all have had by other men. Sit up here and take being disrespected night after night, even after being insulted and disrespected on the job every day. We have done nothing to receive this amount of disrespect. We haven't done nothing to deserve any disrespect at all. The only thing y'all should be doing is praising black men. We doing far better than y'all, despite y'all being given more resources than us. We don't get welfare. We don't get Section 8 vouchers. Do you know how I would be bubbling right now if my rent was only $50 or $100? Are you crazy? So yeah, I'm not hearing it.
The white man is going to date you, propose to you, and then marry you. The black man is going to shack up with you and play house with you. The white man is
Yet there are more black men who are married than there are black women, even though y'all have a larger population. Make sense out of that. And if that's true, then why is that? If white men are marriage minded, then why aren't they marrying y'all? How come there's still the same percentage of black women who are unmarried? Y'all just as unmarried as you were before you started to throw yourselves at white men. Yeah, because the white boys are not marrying you either. They're not. And y'all don't want to be married to those brads or the black men. What y'all want to do is go from man to man for your entire life. Lay up with one man until you get bored and tired, then find some other man to lay up with. If they propose to you, you simply reject the proposal. Y'all the ones who don't want to be married. Despite the facts, they still get up here and spew this type of rhetoric. It's like the Twilight Zone. They don't even acknowledge reality. Facts, data, statistics, most definitely, they don't acknowledge that.
going to be clear in his communication when it comes to you. The black man is going to mislead you, play head games with you, and then confuse you. And then you ask, what's the difference between dating some black men and the white man? Everything.
Why would any black man want this woman or any other black woman like her? Y'all have no idea how undesirable y'all are. This is the perfect time for y'all to hear messages like this. Why? Because y'all are the most single, the most unmarried group of women in the world. There's no other group of women on this planet where only 1 in 4 of them out of 4 of them are married. None. Y'all need somebody to tell you why nobody's proposing to you. And even if they do, like I said, y'all don't want to be married anyway. Doesn't that sound kind of crazy? When y'all get married, 80% of the time, y'all file for divorce. Y'all have the highest divorce rates. Why? Because y'all really don't want to be married. In your mind, you know it's the right thing to do, so you go through with it. But that's not what you want inside. That's not what you have a burning passion for. So what do you have a passion for? What do you really want to do inside? You want to sleep from one man to the next man, to the next man, to the next man. You get bored with one, find another one to lay up with. Who moves through the world like that? Prostitutes. I take that back, because not even prostitutes do that. Plantation breeders move like that. And that's what this is. Like I've been saying for years, y'all still got that plantation behavior.
Stop being loyal to a community of men who are not loyal to you. Explore your options. Think outside.
Y'all have never been loyal to black men. Y'all have simply been, it's been a case where black men have been the only ones willing to marry you. According to you all, white boys don't even approach you. So how can you claim to have been loyal to black men when historically no other group of men is even asking you for a date? And as soon as the internet got popping, that's when y'all started to throw yourselves at other races of men. Usually, when y'all are in an interracial relationship, it's not the result of a white boy or Hispanic dude coming up to you. It's a case of y'all throwing pussy at them. That's all it is. You throwing box at them. And they take it, and they eventually dump you. Don't try to push that as some type of romantic love. Out of here. And this is sick. This is sick. For black women to be this disrespectful towards black men who've been through so much, yet still thrive. Black men are still productive men. 65% in the middle class. We don't survive on Section 8 or welfare. We're doing just fine, and we do not deserve to be disrespected. But yet, here y'all are, spitting in our faces for nothing, for sport. And I'm saying F y'all too. More black men are saying F y'all too. Y'all just want to attack black men for nothing. Okay, okay. Let's take a break. Let's take a quick.
Black man got to be 5 to 10 times better than a white man for a black American woman to be attracted to it.
These black wife videos have taught me I can lower my standards looks-wise for white men.
If you take a nerdy, lame... You know what I found out in America? Black man got to be 5 to 10 times better than a white man for a black American woman to be attracted to it.
These black wife videos have taught me I can lower my standards looks-wise for white men.
If you take a nerdy, lame... white man who has no kind of swag, no kind of communication skills, no game or nothing, it's not going to be an issue for them. He's going to be the prize for them. But if you take that same reverse for the black man, if he's a nerdy man, have no good communication skills, and he doesn't know how to dress, a black woman sees no potential in him. A black man down there has to be perfect in America for the average black woman to like him. This is full with
Black men do not deserve that type of treatment. Black men do not deserve that type of treatment. And that is a fixed type of treatment when it comes to black women. They're locked into behaving just like that when it comes to black men. So yeah, beat it. I'm sick of being disrespected. Period. But I'll be damned if I'm gonna accept being disrespected by the one demographic that was created by nature to respect us.
stuff. That's a fact. You can get mad all you want, but it's the truth. And I'm going to give you an example for a minute. Let's just talk about DDG for a minute. DDG is way because they value the white man more than they value the black man. They still would prefer Hallie to date an average YT man. It's crazy, right? It's because they value the white man more than they value the black man.
Something that is really funny to me is that I don't feel like black women or black men respect each other because
We're not gonna play that game. Y'all are obsessed with black men's enemies. Y'all are obsessed with our enemies. Y'all sit up here and prop up the same men who try day after day, night after night to get us fired, to get us demoted. Not all of them, but there are always plenty of them. In fact, the ones who are not against us are few and far in between. They're sprinkled, very few of them that are not against us. I'm talking about Brads, Hectors, Middle Eastern, all of them. They have the same anti-black male hatred and racism as the most racist white Americans, and in many cases more so. And I know I deal with them every day. From the Middle East, from India, it don't matter. They're all our enemies. They all look down on black men. They all look at us and think we're inferior, think we're subhuman, all of them. And y'all sit up here and obsess over those men. Yeah, you are our enemies, Keisha. This is disgusting. Disgusting, man. It's a true enemy. Congratulations, Keisha. You're about just as much of an enemy as these other dudes of the world, if not more so. That's y'all's accomplishment. Being the most hateful and evil demographic to ever walk this earth. Congratulations.
really funny to me is that I don't feel like black women or black men respect each other because, baby, I just got me a Hispanic little man, baby. And I mean, I got a bill waiting on him just in case. You thirsty? So he just got.
Got a beer waiting on him. She went shopping for him. She wasn't expecting him to buy her food. And this is how they do, as we all know. She spent money on him. See, when the man is not black, we don't do that. But let's continue. Okay, remember, she's drooling right now over Hector.
I've heard. What you need? Like, what's the matter? Y'all, because I ain't never did that on my ex. And I mean, my ex used to spoil me too. And I was just like, that on my ex. And what you need? Like, what's the matter? Y'all, because I ain't never did that on my ex. And I mean, my ex used to spoil me too. And I was just like, oh my God. It might go back all the way to our ancestors, y'all. They're making us hate each other or whatever. Might be deep rooted, but baby, when I say, I'm trying to figure out how to make him comfortable. Are you?
You hear that? She just admitted that she bends over backwards to make the Mexican man comfortable, but she don't do that with black men. She goes out of her way to attend to and support the Hector, but she don't do that with black men. Guess what, black men? That's part of their culture. That's part of their shared psychology. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. This hate, the way they look at black men as less than, is directly connected to how they look at themselves as less than. Stay mindful of that. This is a group of women who live out their belief that they're inferior to other races of women. And they go their entire life trying to take from those other races of women, trying to take racial traits, phenotype, trying to look like those women. We're talking about a group of women who openly hate themselves and try to run from themselves. So if they got this much hate and discontent for themselves, they have to also have it for black men. Never fall for anything else. This is what it is. They hate you. They hate us because they hate themselves. Crazy.
Okay.
This is Wix Studio, built to meet.
More commercials, just broke. Broke. Broke and begging. Can't make this up. Let's go over here.
Tripping. I have seen more white.
Basically, in that video, he talks about how he's seen more white guys with black women today he's ever seen before. I want to give a little bit of insight. The way that you get treated by a white man is completely different from how you get treated by a black man. White men will actually date you, like take you out on dates, like fancy dinners and stuff. I've noticed that with some black men, they tend to put a little bit less.
Our value is in whether or not we're shoveling out money and giving them money, feeding them, taking them out to eat like a bunch of bums. That is truly pathetic.
Effort into dates. Yo, like come kick back at the crib. Let's ball up in the basement. White men will also take you a lot seriously, a lot quicker. Hey, the one
Kick back at the crib. Ball in the basement. You dealing with pookies. You dealing with bums. Fellow bums. Because really, these are hood rats. We all know that. Anytime you see a blonde wig on a black chick, that's a hood rat. And that's just scratching the surface. That's really a black person who needs help. That is crazy. A whole blonde wig, and you sitting up trying to tell us how much better white guys are than us? with a blonde wig. This is your counterpart, black man. This chick in a Becky costume sitting up here talking about how much more superior white men are than you. You telling me this is not your enemy right here? I ain't responsible for her. I'm not responsible for these women. I don't have to spend money on y'all or nothing. Especially looking at how disrespectful they are. Beat it. Why can't y'all just date your brads and keep your mouth shut when it comes to black men?
Want to tie the knot as opposed to black men. They tend to take their time, and sometimes you could be with a guy for 10 plus years and he won't even propose then. And will also take the load off of you being a partner in the relationship. That's where they'll treat you like a lady and have a little bit less expectations when it comes to financial and just in every which way. Black men, I realize it's really 50-50. Now, I understand that relationships aren't always 50-50, but I will say that I just noticed with white men.
Listen to this. Listen to this. She's trying to throw dirt on 50-50. And oh, a real man is gonna take care of you, huh? Pay for your fake hair and your fake face, your fake everything, huh? That's a real man? Okay. Continue to be the most single and the most unmarried. Knock yourself out.
And they just put a lot more effort. I have the ability to sit more into my feminine energy. This doesn't go for everybody. Every race is gonna have some good and some bad. Ladies, if you have never tried it, consider going for it. Love my black brothers, but at the end of the day, homegirl's trying to walk down.
There you go, that love my black brothers BS again. Try to save it. Save it. Because it's manipulative. And it only serves to keep a bunch of black men on the fence and confused. Yeah, they disrespectful, but they said they love us. Get out of here. If you don't love someone enough to be respectful to them, then you don't love them at all. You're lying. Get out of here.
Race is gonna have some good and some bad. Ladies, if you have never tried it, consider going for it. Love my black brothers, but at the end of the day, homegirl's trying to walk down the aisle one day. Statistically speaking, physically, this is not me. Black men are the least most likely to propose. Again, this is not for everybody because
She says she's trying to walk down the aisle someday, and black men are least likely to propose. Then how is it that there are more black men who are married than there are black women that are married? If what you say is true, then how is that possible? She don't even know what she's talking about. The one time they try to use statistics, fall flat on their face. What are you talking about? We're far more marriage minded than black women. That statistic alone proves it. There are more black women in this country than black men. Yet there are more black men who are married than there are black women who are married. And of those black men who are married, a larger percentage of those black men who are married to non-black women than other races of men marry outside of their race. And that dynamic is there because of this. Y'all's BS, y'all's wannabe Becky, black male hating culture. That's why black men date interracial more than those other groups of men are not as disrespected by their groups, by their women, as black men are disrespected by black women. Simple as that. That's why black, it has nothing to do with self-hate. And if it does, it's y'all. Yeah, we date interracial because we don't want to deal with self-hating, insecure women. But it has nothing to do with us hating ourselves or hating our blackness or none of that nonsense. Y'all gonna have to face the fact that you all are the ones driving your men away from you. Not only that, you drive all men away from you. Guess what? Statistics prove that because they all hit black women the least. And y'all are not even mindful of this. Many of you are not even aware of this. Y'all just going extinct, looking crazy in the process, going extinct, talking crazy in the process. It's a crazy thing to witness.
This is not me. Black men are the least most likely to propose. Again, this is not for everybody because damn, are they sexy. It's all about what you want in your life.
So I'm just sitting here thinking, and I'm like, us as black women need to be more open to dating outside of our race. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm one of those that's like, oh my God, I only see myself with a black husband, having black children, all that stuff. But
They do not think like that. That was a lie. Don't none of y'all think like that. I want a black husband so I can have black children. You can be looking forward to black children. When y'all get impregnated by a black man, y'all sit behind closed doors talking about how much you hope the baby is not ugly. That's what y'all do. You sit around with your fingers crossed in hopes that it's a cute baby. But when a Brad impregnates you, when a Hector impregnates you, you all feel like that baby is going to be attractive no matter what. There's no way you're getting an abortion, and you are not sitting nowhere with your fingers crossed in hopes that the baby is attractive. Y'all all in your minds believe this baby is going to be beautiful. Yeah, no, I can't work with women like that in no way whatsoever. How crazy is this? How crazy is this? And it all works out. It all adds up. Not even the biggest, most prominent pro-black activists are with black women. Neferkari Dessalines, single. All he doing is writing songs about black women, some imaginary black queen in his thoughts somewhere. Tariq, Umar, it's pathetic.
But these men be praising the ground that we walk on. I'm just saying. I have never knew how many white men and, Middle Eastern men that really were attracted to me until I started using dating apps. And let me tell you, they are ready to treat you the way you deserve to be treated, okay? Now, I'm not saying black men can't do that, but I'm saying that we need to be more open to dating outside of our race and
How are they treating you like you deserve to be treated? In what way? That's another lie. The only thing y'all could come up with is money. And that's actually, you should be disrespected by that or feel disrespected. Because if these other races of men are sending money to your Cash App, these other races of men are giving you money within 15 minutes of knowing you, that's not nothing to brag about. Those men look at you like prostitutes. They're like, here, take this money. Now let me hit it. That's basically what they're doing. Of course, y'all so airheaded and self-hating, right? You're having orgasms just because these other men are showing you attention that you go along with the program. No surprise.
Meeting some other people that will treat us how we expect to be treated. Don't feel tied to black men because black men sure the hell ain't tied to us. They date who they want to date, and I feel like we should do the exact same and find out who our Mr. Right is. Of race and meeting some other people that will treat us how we expect to be treated. Don't feel tied to black men because black men sure the hell ain't tied to us. They date who they want to date, and I feel like we should do the exact same and find out who our Mr. Right is.
Now, I'm sick of this narrative from them where they feel like they're tied to us, where they feel like they have to date us and that black men are their only option. Black men never put that out there. We never suggested that. Nobody has. We don't know where that came. It came from y'all. Out of nowhere, they just started talking about how they don't have to feel like they have to get a black man. Like black men are not the only option. Go for other races of men. What are you talking about? The truth is that y'all, for a long time, had been aware that black men are really the only ones that's really willing to seriously date you, seriously marry you. These other races of men, y'all ain't doing nothing but having plantation sex. This ain't nothing but race play fetish type stuff. This ain't nothing but y'all being real life ghetto gaggers. That's all it is. Y'all hooking up with them to act out these sick anti-black sexual fantasies of y'all's, get knocked up, and eventually become a single mother to biracial kids. That's the only thing that's happening. Exceptions not the rule. That's the only thing that's happening. Y'all's marriage rate has not gone up. Y'all a good 2 decades deep in this swirl nonsense. It ain't done nothing for you. Just as single today as you were before it started.
Of course, with the right intentions, and if you happen to be with a black man that treats you right, that is amazing. Like, I would love that too, but I'm definitely starting to step outside of my regular caliber.
More, look at bum. You bum. Just ad after ad after ad.
Black women who are just focused on
caliber.
I hear about black women who are just focused on
This is why I only date white.
Hear about black women who are just focused on
This is why I only date white men. My name is Sear, and I help women embrace self-love to attract true love. I grew up in Naperville, which is outside of
She says she only date white men. Do y'all think white men are serious with this woman? I don't think so. You just something for them to have sex with. And that's it. Slave play. These brads are not taking y'all serious. That's why they're not marrying you. Now, granted, y'all might get married sometimes, but it don't last. That's why your marriage rate has not gone up. Y'all been swirling hard, harder than any other group of women. Y'all been doing things that other groups of women have not to get a Brad, to get an Enrique, to get a non-black man. Y'all have resorted to books, websites, y'all have blogs, tutorials, hashtags. You always throwing yourselves at them, and that's pretty much all you're doing, anyways. Just throwing sex at them, throwing box at them. But yet your marriage rate ain't changed. The only change that's happened is that y'all have more biracial kids as single mothers. That tells you what's going on.
The Chicagoland area, and I was in a lot of honors AP classes, and a lot of the people that live in Naperville, because it's a high income area.
I only date white men. Yeah, for my interest, those who know me, I always tell my friends, like, I don't like black men because of some reasons.
What are those reasons?
I like that culture, that different culture about those white men. They have something special with them. Like
what? These are plantation nigglets. What about white culture do you admire so much? What is she talking about? I told y'all they're and this is an African chick. So all you brothers, and I hear a lot of them talking about, I'm gonna go to the motherland. I'm gonna go get me an African girl. There's a surprise waiting for you over there.
like in terms of relationship, you know that these small things us ladies want. Okay, ladies like me want. These men are always straightforward with love.
The white men.
Yes, the white men are straightforward with love. If he doesn't like you, he will tell you he doesn't like you. If he's just using you, at least from day one, you will know he was using you. Yes, and you go for it knowing that you're going for what you know. But yes, but a black man, he will let you. Okay, maybe want to use you, but he won't tell you directly. He'll first use you.
Listen to this. Listen to this madness. The truth is, she simply worships white men. She wants biracial kids. She's a self-hater. She does not want to reproduce herself. She's obsessed with Brads. Just say it how it is. This is a population, this is a demographic of women who are obsessed with white men. Listen, for all you black men out there who call these women queens, your goddess, your queen, all my sisters, I'm gonna say something. I guarantee you, no matter what black woman you're talking about, I guarantee you, all of them, 100% of them value white men's sperm more than they value yours. Any objections? Your seed is the core of your essence, of your being, of your very existence. How many of you truly believe that they look at your seed as being the equal of white men's seed, of white men's sperm? How many of y'all believe that? You fooling yourself if you believe that. They all look at white men's seed, sperm, as superior to yours. That's why you ain't got no black queen. Sitting up here talking this black love, it's all a grift. It's just something for you to make money with.
But what I love most is when the guy is white and when the girl is black. That combination, I don't know what it is, but chef's kiss. Like, the girl is always like beautiful and black, and it just literally brings the guy's level up to here, literally, just by their skin complexion, just by being black. They automatically, yeah, like this.
Y'all talk about white men losing their credibility because they date a black woman who is black. They knew that. I'm that. I keeps quiet because a white man that I've talked to or dated ain't never played about me.
This right here is another ghetto hood rat from the projects trying to front like she ain't. Another overweight hood rat.
They've never played about me. Matter of fact, I was with the countryest of countryest white man who you would have never thought would date.
Exactly. They go after the white men that they value most are the racists, the ones that's most likely to be racist, the hillbillies. I'm telling you, they are obsessed over our enemies. So what does that make them? What does that make them? When they are obsessed with being impregnated by our enemies. And shame on all of you pro-black simps putting on a cape for this filth. These women literally look down on your seed in comparison to other races of men. And I'm supposed to scoop one of these women up, call them queen, and take care of them? Really?
Of countryest white man who you would have never thought would date black women. I'm not playing. Right now, his girlfriend is black. The girlfriend before that was black. I'm black. The one before that was black. It's like he left the white girls alone in his country town once he got to college. What they say, once you go black, you never go. Went out to eat one day in one of the most racist places where I used to go to college. I wasn't paying attention. I was just sitting there minding my business, being cute as I want to be. All I seen is him looking like this. Past me. So I turned around and I said, what's going on? He was like, you know, that guy's watching you as if it's a problem that you and I are here. A black woman with a white man. So I want to see what the problem is. After we were done, we're standing in a car, we're talking, and then he stopped. And then he's looking past me again. And I was like, what's the problem? And he was like, no, sir, is there an issue? Is there an issue? Do we have a problem in the countryest of country way that white men who are country speaks, right? And I was like, he don't play about me, honey. He don't play about me. And then my ex-boyfriend, the
hell, what? Just airheaded, brainless, hood rat, ratchet, weave, wig wearing. Get out of these. Brad, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that any Brads are willing to do it. But I'm telling you, a lot of these white boys are incels. There's a much higher population of white male incels than black. We get more tail than white boys on average. That's just what it is. And what it is many of these dudes, they figure that the best chance for them to get some is to get a black chick because the black women worship whiteness. All these white boys know this. This is old news. That's why that Brad was on the internet playing the game where he was offering sex play live for his audience. He's like, look at this. He was so confident of the results that he get, of the responses that he get from those black women, he was willing to film himself doing it live. It's a wrap. And I'm sick of y'all's disrespect. The disrespect comes from hate, your hatred of yourself, which extends to the hatred of your men. And how it is expressed through the degrading and disrespect of black men, praising of white boys at our expense. Sick of it. Why don't y'all go across the street, stay over there? Don't look back, don't come back, and stop talking about us.
I will tell you the type of white, like liberal white men. Like if you watch Love Is
Enough of that. Black men, look, I understand what you're going through. You prefer black women, especially in the bedroom. Why? I've been through this already. It's the skin tone. It's the skin tone. When you have dark skin, it's easier to see you. It's kind of hard for me to explain, man. If you got a white butt, let's say a buttocks, okay? It's harder to see their skin, the surface of their skin on fair-skinned people. But when you have dark skin, it's easier to see so it's easier to see a butt, a breast. So the brain is going to be more stimulated. There's nothing you can do to stop it. If the brain processes a more distinct image of a butt, you're going to be more aroused. You know the solution that? Get you a dark Asian chick. Get you a dark Latina and call it a day. I saw a comment where somebody was like, hey, you're pushing genocide. The genocide has already begun, and we didn't start it. We didn't start it. And how can you make that argument when you have women like this? What do you expect those men to do? Go into relationships where they know that they're going to be disrespected, degraded, treated as less than? You expect black men to just go through with all of this anyways? To just put up with this anyways? All for the sake of preserving the race long after we've left the earth? Groups come and go all the time. No ethnicity lasts forever. So if we're going to go out anyways, I'm going to go out not being disrespected. I'm going to go out knowing that when I go home, I'm going home to a peaceful home. I'm not being degraded, insulted, and challenged by my woman who is supposed to rejuvenate me. I'd rather live life comfortably, which would extend my life itself, than to be insulted, hated, disrespected, degraded, and in many cases, physically attacked by a black woman. This is a condition that was created by them. So go preach to them about contributing to Black American genocide. Give them that lecture. It's time to hold their feet up to the fire, to hold them up to scrutiny. And day by day, man, I'm telling you, I lose respect for these pro-black simps projecting themselves as working for the betterment of Black Americans, and you never deal with the dysfunctional mothers of the race. Why should I take you serious? You have a group of broken women with a whole lot of hatred, a whole lot of evil inside of them, and a whole lot of worship of our enemies. They will walk up and kiss our enemies right in our faces without a care in the world that these men are our enemies. Do you think they reflect on that? Do you think Black women reflect on that? No, they don't. So in a situation like that, you don't have a counterpart. If they don't function like your counterpart, then they're not our counterpart. Don't tell us to accept women who don't accept us, who refuse to function like a counterpart. At that point, we're not obligated to do all that. This is a condition that they created, and I can't even say that they have to fix, because I suspect it's beyond repair at this point. The only thing that they could possibly do to put an end to this extinction process that they're currently underway, involved in, the only way that they could halt it or slow it down is to stop being disrespectful. Simple as that. Stop being disrespectful, get on a diet, lose the weight, stop waddling around, fat and obese. In fact, it's a lot of things you need to do. Get rid of all the fake everything. Quality men, which Black men are, don't like it. But again, they don't respect us enough to do any of that. So why waste time talking about it? Oh, yes. Yeah, we don't deserve this. We don't deserve none of this. Black men, we survived horrible stereotypes, moving jobs out of the urban areas, white flight. So many towns we built, destroyed. So many we can't even remember how many. And we survived all of this. And we still today are one of the most productive demographics in the country. We don't deserve to be insulted. We don't deserve to be disrespected for nothing. So I'm not hearing it. Don't try to make excuses for these evil witches. They're evil and they're full of demons. White racist, white supremacist demons. They are the right hand of white supremacy. I said this years ago. I'm standing on it today.
Like, a lot of Black men in the UK have a preference, and it's not us.
You can tell if a Black woman is married to a white man based on how her hair looks.
This is a super interesting thing to me because there are all kinds of little jokes about Black women who...
Yeah, this thing about, oh, white men love our natural hair. No, y'all just doing slave play. And you look more like a slave when you got your natural hair. It's all that. I don't know why y'all playing dumb. They don't want you looking like a Becky with a Becky wig, Becky weave, because y'all didn't have that during slavery. So if you are permanently natural, it's because Brad wants slave play every night.
are married to white men having like bad wigs. And by bad wigs, I mean you can either tell like it's a cheap wig or like their weave isn't right. Like you can see new growth, blah, blah, blah. The thing that has always stood out to me when I was dating, and I dated lots of different ethnicities of men, was that Black men were the only men who make comments about how I should change myself and my look. And the ironic thing is that I have natural hair. I've been keeping my hair braided because I fuck the color and it's like all kinds of fucked up the color. But when I was natural and I was dating and I would date Black men, so many of them would try and suggest to me gently how I should change my hair and be different. And absolutely every time it was, you should straighten your hair. You would be so much prettier. You know, you look more exotic if. And these standards that they had was almost always just, I feel like, for Black women. And Black women have adopted these things because a lot of times what we say is like, it's white supremacy, it's this, that, and that. And of course, a bit of that is that. But whenever I dated non-Black men, I never got comments about how I should change myself, specifically how I would change myself to fit a more European kind of beauty standard.
Number one, if you guys are done having dinner and you ask him to put the leftovers away in the fridge, they're going to put the pot in the fridge. They do not believe in Tupperware. They're going to put the whole pot with pasta, whatever it is, in that fridge. And then you're going to open your fridge and see a full pot. Can you handle that? Number two, they rob us of our sayings. I turn around and he's saying, oh,
What is she talking about?
Range, you know. So I get so overwhelmed watching movies and nature, and they are captivated by how to white guy. It's not.
I love it.
The reason why I actually want to get married to a white guy, it's not solely based on the color of the skin. It has so much to do with the ways of living, how they find joy in simple things, their outgoing nature, and how they connect with nature and they are captivated by it and their weirdness and strange, you know. So I get so overwhelmed watching movies and
see, they're obsessed with everything about white men. How they walk, how they talk, the things they're interested in. I mean, they actually even push themselves to be interested in the things that white boys are interested in. It's a true obsession. But with Black men, it's nothing but disrespect. And I'm sick of the disrespect. We don't deserve to be disrespected. Black men have been through enough. We have been through enough. We don't have to accept in 2025 still being disrespected in this plantation manner. They got plantation hatred for Black men. Still being disrespected, despite the fact that we're doing just fine. We don't need no lecture about being a failure. That's y'all.
having to witness, you know, white fathers lose themselves playing with their kids, how they can go an extra mile of being crazy just to make their kids happy when playing. So,
wow. That has been proven to be a lie, even by the CDC. She just sat here and said that white fathers who are involved in their kids' life are more involved in their kids' life than black men, which is a lie. Again, even the CDC did a study on this and found that black men are the most involved. Again, they are allergic to giving black men credit for anything. Disrespect and disdain for black men is so powerful that they don't even like to say anything positive about us. They hate saying positive things about us. And black men, a lot of us have picked this up to the point where even we feel awkward and strange saying positive things about ourselves. This is not an issue with any other demographic, and I refuse to let it be an issue with us. Black men have done enough. We have accomplished enough. Everything about Black history that we have to be proud of is something that Black men did. We need to retake Black history. Name some type of monumental accomplishment by Black women throughout history. You can't name none. Only thing you can think of is a Madam C.J. Walker hot comb. You don't disrespect Black men as a Black woman. You are in violation. You in violation of nature itself. No respect. I'm sick of it. Sick of them. I'm sick of Black men showing respect and not getting none in return. Sick of Black men worshiping these women and not being worshiped in return. All they do is turn their nose up to you and say, yeah, I know I'm superior. Now kiss my feet. No, beat it. Go on with your Brad. Go get your Brad and stay with him. Don't come back on this side of the street. Yeah, we're not going to do sneak disses. Y'all want those other men? Go have them. Let's see who's more successful. Huh? Go get you an Enrique. I bet you anything, we get more Marias than you get Enriques, because we got more Marias right now. We got more Beckys than y'all got Brads right now. We can crank it up. I will never support the idea of the continuation of Black men being disrespected. Recently found out that I have an underactive thyroid. Some of the people may have seen a window that was up on my computer where I was looking at some thyroid medication. And thyroid issues can come about as a result of stress. Stress can cause damage to your thyroid. Disrespect can trigger stress. We need to take disrespect seriously because it has a direct impact on us health-wise. This is not a case of, oh, you just don't like name calling or no nonsense like that. This is why Black men have a higher mortality rate and die at an earlier age, because we sit back and accept all the disrespect, all the stress, and tell ourselves this is what being a man is all about. No, thank you. No, thank you. It's evil. It's pure evil. And it's like they don't even see it. Y'all are possessed by demons that have turned you all into evil, Black haters. But shout out to the brothers. I feel for them because there's so many black men out here who think that, hey, those black women just lack a knowledge of self. You know, they just don't know who they are. You got to teach them, brother. If you teach them where they came from and the things that happen in history, they'll be okay. You can fix them. A lot of black men think like that. That's how Kevin Samuels thought. He truly thought he could get through with them. Just giving them the facts, giving them the truth. And we all saw it did not work. We are not Black American men. We are not going to produce a better teacher, potential teacher to black women than Kevin Samuels. He was the perfect test to see if these women could be reformed. And what did they do? They threw a party when they found out he died. Lined up and spat on his grave. Their disrespect for Kevin Samuels was really directed towards all black men. It was not personal with Kevin Samuels. That's why I have such a problem with any black woman who disrespects the late Kevin Samuels, RIP. We're the only ones. Black men are the only ones that are going to be respectful to each other. Being respected benefits you. It will help you live longer. It gives you positive energy. It increases productivity. It encourages those who you're showing respect to continue to do well. Respect in this world is extremely important. That's why I take this so seriously. It's a waste of time to try to tell them to be respectful to black men. That's a waste of time. No amount of knowledge is going to encourage them to be respectful. We saw that with Shahrazad Ali. You can't be aware of more information than she was. And she was one of the top, still is, one of the top slayers of black men's image. She's still one of the most disrespectful black women on this earth. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Don't sing no black empowerment song to me. You and your goofball raps, save it.
So I'm not trying to criticize any black guy. It's just a preference.
Okay, real quick, y'all. Is the universe saying that I should be dating a white man? So peep this. I just saw a TikTok from Amar White. Now, side note, if you're black and single, you need to be following Amar White because he has all the tips and tricks for dating as a black woman. Anyway, he said on the TikTok that black love is a scam because black women outnumber black men and that they date a lot outside of their race. And so if you have a certain specific set of qualities, you probably should be dating a white man. He said that if you have a septum piercing and big glasses, then white men are probably for you. And I'm like, wait a minute. I have two of those qualities and all I date is nignogs. So I'm like, maybe he's onto something, but I love
to a community of men.
She say nignogs? See, I know that there's...
Do you have a car? Do you have...
I know there's a number of black men who are probably thinking to themselves, hey, history student, I know black women who have only dated black men, and that's all they've ever dated. Know a number of black women who are going to also try to refute with that narrative. Hey, I know black women who have dated nothing but black men. Those black women are some of the most disrespectful black women to black men. They're still disrespectful. So, yeah, that don't help your cause. You hear this biggin right here. You refer to us as nignogs? Lady, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. And I'm speaking a different language in their mind, just telling them to show some respect. They are allergic to showing respect to black men. And I refuse to accept it. I'm not going to accept it.
Ties any black guy. It's just.
I just saw a TikTok from Amra White. Now, side note, if you're black and single, you need to be following Amra White because he has all the tips and tricks for dating as a black woman. Anyway, he said on the TikTok that black love is a scam because black women outnumber black men and that they date a lot outside of their race. And so if you have a certain specific set of qualities, you probably should be dating a white man. He said that if you have a septum piercing and big glasses, then white men are probably for you. And I'm like, wait a minute. I have two of those qualities and all I date is nignogs. So I'm like, maybe he's onto something, but I love black men, so I just keep it in the back of my mind. Now, I was just in Costco and I saw two interracial couples with black women and white men. I'm like, okay, period, shouts out to y'all. Then I look on my phone and it says 555 on the dot. Now, y'all know me. I'm an astrology girly. I'm a numerology girly. If the universe is going to speak, it's going to be through numbers. So I'm like, 555 on my phone and two interracial couples? Like, what does this mean? So now I'm thinking, is the universe sending me a sign? I don't want to date a white man, no. I want somebody I can say the N-word with. Ugh.
I tell you, I say this before.
What was that? She wants somebody that she can say the N-word with? Are these black women shacked up with these brads behind closed doors, hurling around the N-word? Yep, they sure are. Yeah, you can't make this up. For all those who push black love and push the idea of black men and black women being together, where do you find your motivation? Where's the examples? Show me some black women who genuinely are respectful to black men. They don't respect us like that. Crazy. Pivotal point in time. And, one of the craziest things about it is how few people acknowledge this. When we research history, we don't have details. We just read about a conflict or something, and then a group, a tribe, or whatever was wiped out, and they're no longer here. But quite often, there was a lot more going on that went into the erasing of an entire group of people. Over here, when it comes to Black Americans, we did not go extinct as a result of Black men being inefficient or any of that nonsense. We went extinct because our counterpart, Black women, were spiritually and mentally broken, and they evolved into an enemy of their own people. And they started to operate against the interest of their own race. They even started to abort their children in large numbers, and they preferred to abort the boys. There was a situation of self-hatred. Self-hatred exterminated them. Self-hatred exterminated us. Because there may be people a couple hundred years from now listening to this video, and there are no more Black Americans. We went extinct because our counterparts were broken by the slave experience, and it turned them into the enemies of their men. And I'll leave it there.